Hey everybody, it's Dr. V. Welcome back to my channel. I wanted to just going to do a quick reading. I just got these cards from the Starry Cauldron. I'm not going to go through all of them. I'll just kind of let you see some of the artwork. If you want to look at this Death card. Beautiful. If you want to avail yourself of this deck, the Hanged Man, it's available. I'll put the link in the comment box below. But this is really fantastic art, really great meanings. This deck does not come with a guidance book, and so you're really on your own with finding out what it is that you need to, using your intuition and what you know of the tarot. So I'm just going to do kind of a free spread today. Basically, like, are you ready to come into union? I think is where I want to go with this. Or so I'm going to start setting sacred space by using this Universe Juice by Carrie at the Starry Cauldron, and get going. Spirit, please use me as a clear channel for communication. May the messages that come through be in the highest good of all those concerned. I draw a sacred circle around this space, setting my ego to the outside. I call upon my ancestors, guides, higher wisdom, divine love to be with me, protect this space, protect the energy, protect these messages. May they be inspirational, transformational, and encouraging. And so it is. So I really feel like I want to ask a couple of just really some small questions. I say small questions, but that might end up being like a long reading. And this is going to be kind of just a free reading. So I want to look at whether the person who's watching this video, the first question I want to ask Spirit is whether the person watching this video is spiritually ready to be with their twin flame. So we have the Empress and the Witch of Wands and the Star. Now all of these cards came up in reverse, but I'm not going to read reversals today. This is my first time using this deck, and so I'm going to just try and keep it as easy on myself as possible. So the question is is the person listening to this video spiritually ready to be with their counterpart? And this says, we got the Empress in reverse, the Witch of Wands in reverse, and the Star in reverse. So I feel like there's a couple of things. The Witch is the Queen energy, the Queen of Wands, and so I feel like there's a few things that are needing to come through with this. And this is what I'm getting by and large is that you're so close. Okay, the person watching this video is so close because there's like it's like right over the precipice. Okay, there's like you're spiritually just right at the top, like where if you've ever ridden up a big hill on a bike and it's like it feels like it's never ending, and you're just like you're at the end of your rope, and you feel like you've just given it everything that you can take, that you have to give, and then you reach the top and it's kind of coasting downhill. I feel like a lot of people have really dug in and done a lot of the work. So if you've been doing the work, if you've really been tapping into your inner knowledge and you're doing your spiritual development, that means meditating, listening to higher wisdom, doing the work that you need to do, that you're really close to being ready. This Witch of Wands, this would be the Queen of Wands, it's about passion, it's about authority, it's about feeling confident in yourself, it's about really feeling this sense of, what's the word I'm looking for? Authority without needing to really push things in or force things in a different direction. Okay, so the Queen, the Witch energy, is someone who knows their own power and knows how to master their own energy. It's not somebody who needs to go outside of themselves. So if you look at this, it's like she has this card is like universes in her body. Okay, there's abundance, there's fluidity, there's flow, and so what I'm getting from this is that really that what's interesting is that the more that you can get into your own power, step into your own Empress energy, be your own star, the less that you need this connection to come to pass. The people that are really committed and they're like, oh, it has to be like, I have to come into union with my twin flame and I have to do this. The paradox of this is that the closer that you come into this Empress, Queen of Wands, Witch of Wands, star energy within yourself, the less that you worry about it. The more that you start focusing on things like, I'm not really concerned about whether my twin flame is going to come back or whether my this connection is going to come to pass. I'm more concerned with, am I doing my mission on earth? Am I being of service? Am I living my truth? Am I being abundant? So this is saying to me, as you get into these energies and you tap into those energies of not needing to be being your own best friend, inner union within, the more you move into this energy, the more that you will be spiritually ready. And paradoxically, the less that you'll care. You're not going to be so worried about your counterpart at that point. So, is your counterpart ready to be with you? So we have the Seven of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, and the Eight of Swords. So just right off the jump, it's like your counterpart, the Seven of Pentacles is like there's still some work that needs to be done. There's still some growth that needs to happen. This is a person who's still caught up in like the worldly perspectives. This is a person who is in a space of this Eight of Wands, mental prison, anxiety, not knowing the way forward, not knowing that they can set themselves free at any time. They're still caught in the Matrix. So if you've ever watched the movie The Matrix, this is someone who's still completely plugged into the Matrix. They believe that what they see is real. They believe that the spirituality that they believe in, like this, that all that is real is what they're seeing before their eyes. And it makes them feel trapped. It makes them feel unable to move forward in a different direction because they don't know a different direction is possible. All they know that's possible is what they've seen thus far. And what they've seen thus far hasn't been all that great. It hasn't been all that inspiring. And so they're sitting here like, well, yeah, what's so great about that? Like, what's so awesome about being in this life if all I can do is create more of this? So what I'm really seeing is the Seven of Pentacles. This is like they need to learn, they need to grow. Part of it is like surrendering to something bigger than themselves. They are nowhere near being ready to be in union, period. The person that you're thinking of right now is not ready. They're at the Ace of Wands. You're at the Queen of Wands, or the Witch of Wands. And this is not gendered at all. This, you can be a king or a queen. That's the funny thing, is that a lot of times people are like, well, sometimes I feel like I'm the masculine, sometimes I feel like the feminine. Well, that's pretty normal, because the point of this journey is to come into that inner marriage within. So if you feel sometimes like one or the other, or sometimes you feel like you can't distinguish between the two, then that's exactly where you need to be, because that's what we're supposed to be learning, is to integrate both of those energies together. So the point being that you, listener, are way more advanced. You're way more spiritually, and I don't mean that in a judgment way or like a hierarchical way. It means that you've done your work and you've been on this path for a while, and you're doing the thing. This person is not. Okay, they're not there yet. They just don't see it. They're needing to grow. They need to really, what I'm seeing with this is like, let it go of this, the kind of pour out what they know, pour out what they think that they understand, and create a blank slate so that they can move forward in a different way. This Ace of Wands is about a passionate new beginning. It's about having their passion ignited. It's about learning, spiritual awakening. This is a spiritual path. This is very new energy. This is very beginning. And because of this Eight of Swords, I feel like they're really in a space of not even allowing that to come to pass. They're still stuck in here. This might be someone who is prone to anxiety or overthinking things, and that's where they are, and they're just not ready. So what is it that you need to spiritually do at this point? What steps is Spirit telling you to do? The Eight of Wands, it's time to go forward. Wow, the Hierophant. And Temperance. So here's the deal. Okay, the Eight of Wands is about moving forward. This is about dynamic forward movement. This is like, in some of the decks, it's like 8 wands, literally like shooting through the air. So this is what this is. This is moving forward. This is letting your arrow fly. So again, when I say move forward, it doesn't mean that you have to surrender this connection forever, okay? It doesn't mean that it's never going to come to pass, or it's never going to happen, or it's time to just let go and forget this person ever existed. That's not at all what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that moving forward in the direction of your dreams. So if your counterpart is, as we can see by these cards, not anywhere ready, then doesn't it make more sense for you to go in a direction where you can create the life that you want to live, independent of what they're doing? It doesn't make sense to me, and I never, ever, ever advise anybody to wait around for someone to come back around. That just doesn't feel divine to me. It doesn't feel right. Live your life. Go toward mission. If you feel like your life can't begin, or you can't do anything unless you're in connection with this person, you're missing the point of the connection. You're missing the point, because the twin flame divine love journey is about awakening and transformation. It's not about this overly romanticized, like happily ever after, boy meets girl kind of energy. That's not at all what this is about. So what you need to do to move forward, and to attract your twin flame, if that's what you want to do, if you want to bring them back towards you, you've got to let go. You've got to move forward. That's energetically, it's really important to release and let people have their own path. This Hierophant is about really being in a space of understanding social conventions, tradition, and you're really debating whether that's something that is for you. Okay, you can choose to choose a different path. You can choose the traditional route of, like, first comes love, then comes marriage. You can choose that. You can choose something different. But what this is saying to me is really going within and examining your belief systems, examining what you've bought into. This can even be examining things like on this journey, because there's so many things, so many stories and mythologies that are out there about what it means to be on a divine love path, and whether that actually works for people or not is something that they need to examine. This to me is saying it's time for you to choose your own way. It's time for you to choose what it is that you want to do. It's time to choose what direction you want to aim those arrows in going forward. And this Temperance card, this is a twin flame union card, but what this is saying to me, this card is about coming to that sacred balance within that inner marriage. As long as you're not in inner union, it's going to be really difficult, if not impossible, to come into outer union. Because the thing of it is that people, like spirit, divine love, however you conceptualize it, will never allow us to be in a situation where something becomes more important than our connection to the divine. And so in order to get into that space, you need to come into a space of balance. That means that if you're like, I can't live without my counterpart, well, that's not divine. That's not going to work. Spirit's never going to let that happen. So it's the more that you spiritually detach and go into a space of allowing things to be more organic. Sorry, I had to plug in my camera. And you come into this inner union where you feel balanced and you feel okay. You're not indulging too much in things, but you're really in a state of super, super balance. You're more likely to bring that connection back towards you. If that's not the direction, a lot of people have released this connection, have released it to move forward into a different direction. So if you're not even in a space where you're thinking like, I want to come back into union, then that's fine too. Like I've said before, many people think that it has to be a certain way, but there's so many different ways that this journey can take place. We have free will. That's the beauty of it. But in order for you to move forward in any way, it's going to be important for you to come into this energy of temperance. So what is it that you need to know about the person that you're listening for right now? So the Hermit, Justice, and the Ten of Wands. Interesting. So here's the deal. This Hermit card, this is they are in a space of retreat right now. They are in a space of having gone within. If you haven't been in communication with them, it's because they're in retreat mode. And the Hermit is about what they're embodying with this Hermit card is about being in a space of really just needing to go within and go into learning something, growing in some way, because the other piece that's coming through is justice. So this is saying to me that people have, that this is like karmic cycles. I know this card has come through a number of times, but this is literally, look, karmic cycles. Karma has come, and the piper has to be paid. And that is what's happening, is that they have, because of this justice having been served, they may have thought that they got away with something at some point. They may have thought that they were able to like put, one up somebody, or get away with something that they, a secret that they kept, or something that they weren't totally candid about, whatever that might be. That has not happened. Karma has come knocking. Justice has got to be delivered. So this is really an energy of them really needing to be in a space of recognizing that because of the karma, because of the justice that has been served, like I keep seeing like karma smackdown. When you do things that are out of alignment, and their karma will come back, and it will deal with you, and that's for any of us, right? When people say like karma's a bitch, and I'm like, well, karma's only a bitch if you are. Karma only is a negative thing if you're sowing negative seeds. If you're putting positivity and good seeds out in the universe, you're gonna the justice that you get will be reaping positivity. If you're putting bad stuff out, negative energy, lower level energy, that's what you're going to get back. So I feel like they've had like a karma sandwich has been delivered, and it's forced them into this hermit space. And so they're really dealing with this 10 of Wands energy. This is a burden. Okay, this is somebody who is so burdened that they can't see where the hell they're walking. In the in the traditional tarot, this is somebody that has like 10 wands, 10 rods, and they can't see, and they're just kind of walking blindly. That's what they are, right? Where they are right now. This is what you need to know about them, is that they don't even know what the hell they're doing right now. They're like navigating this world blindly. They have no freaking clue how to move forward, how to move ahead, how to let things go, and move forward in a more beneficial, positive way. They're just really burdened and weighted down right now. So I want to look at what message do they have for you. So what message does your counterpart have for you? It's the High Priestess. Wow. The Emperor. I love that card. And the Ace of Pentacles. So this is saying, look, tap into your intuition. There's already things that you know, okay? You already know things. You already are clear about things. There are things that that you have been needing to, things that you've already known. Okay, so those of you that are listening to this reading, you've already had intuitive hits. You've already got insight and intuition. The High Priestess within you is like already like, I'm not surprised by anything that's coming through in this reading because my guides already told me, or Spirit has already guided me in that way. Yes, I'm being anal retentive and straightening the cards again. You guys know how I roll. But this is literally like, I feel like what your counterpart wants you to know is two things. You are that High Priestess, whether you're a male or a female, you are that High Priestess. You have that male, female, or gender fluid. I apologize. Let me clarify that. But you have that energy. And a High Priestess does not wait around for anybody. A High Priestess is not sitting around like pining for somebody to come back. A High Priestess or a High Priest is doing their work in the world. They're creating magic. They're doing the things that they're meant to do. They're calling in abundance. They're manifesting. They're doing all of these amazing things. What you will never see a High Priestess do is sit around and feel sorry for themselves, or feel stuck, or feel like I can't move forward because of X, Y, and Z. What a High Priestess is going to do is they're going to alchemize that energy. The High Priestess is going to take that energy that has been that might have felt limiting, or might have felt negative, or might have felt like they were stuck, and they're going to transform it. They're going to alchemize it. They're going to make beauty out of ashes. That is what a High Priestess does. Okay, so a high priestess is going to look and say, here's the situation, here's what it is, and here's how I'm going to deal with this going forward. Now we have the emperor. This is a balance, okay? So we've had both cards, the emperor and the empress, come through in this reading. What that is saying is that there is a lot of balance that is ahead. There is a lot of balance that wants to come forward. The emperor is also an energy of not here to take anybody's shit. The emperor is a strong leader. The emperor is somebody who is in the, it's like all of, if you think about all of the king energies, the king of cups, the king of swords, the king of wands, the king of pentacles, that is, it's a consummate, mature, masculine type energy. And so this emperor card is showing up, and what they want you to know, essentially what I'm getting is like, look, this is who you are. Okay, don't diminish yourself because I can't see it yet, because I can't show up and be the person that you need me to be, that you deserve. Don't let yourself be on pause or be on hold in life because of me, because of my inability to get my shit together. That's what they're saying. Don't let yourself be stuck. Don't not be the high priestess. Don't not be the emperor because you feel like you need to wait for me. Like, no, you go out and you do your thing. Like, you live your life. You do your magic. You create the wonderful world and the life that you want to live. And I'll catch up eventually, or I won't catch up because maybe they'll choose not to. Maybe they'll choose to go in a different direction. Maybe they'll choose to pursue something that's easier, that's less restrictive, that doesn't require them to step up. Maybe they'll choose to stay in this Eight of Swords mental prison for the rest of the rest of this incarnation. Who freaking knows, right? There's like, people have free will. We hope, right? We hope, just for the goodness of all, that people step into their purpose and they step into their higher levels. But we're not going to sit around and wait for somebody to do that. Right? That's not what we're going to do. That's just not what, and they don't want you to. That's the thing, is that, look, they're like, don't wait. It's time for this new beginning in the material world. The Ace of Pentacles is building a solid foundation in the physical world. It's like, focus on building your business or your purpose, you know, your mission in this life. Focus on doing, creating something new. Like, I'm looking at this card and I see like pregnancy. You know, I see like, not that I'm saying that y'all need to go out and get pregnant unless that's something that you want to, but there's something in you that wants to be birthed. There's something that needs to come forward. And it's like, there's like your counterparts, higher self is saying, look, as long as you're sitting around waiting for me, this is not coming to fruition. This isn't coming to pass. And there's too much good that you can do in the world to be stuck, okay? To be stuck waiting for somebody, to you know, waiting for me, even if I'm your divine counterpart, to get it together. It's time for you to like create this new beginning for yourself in the material world. And ironically, the more that you create that freedom for yourself, the more that you're going to be able to move things forward. So let's see, what is the next question? At the current time, what is the destiny of this connection? And like, I say that because it's energy changes. So we've got the Fool, the Chariot, and the Four of Swords. So what I get from this is that the current energy of the destiny of this relationship, and I say current energy because we can shift it, right? Energy is fluid. Energy is something that we can move. You know, we can change our quote unquote destiny by the choices that we make today. The choices that we make every day. And so when I ask what is the current energy of the destiny of this relationship, what I'm asking is, if you don't make if nothing changes, what is going to happen? And we have the Fool card. Someone's going to take a leap of faith. Someone's going to have this new beginning. Or both people will have the new beginning because that's what is important. Okay? The Fool is a new beginning. It's letting go of the old. It's starting a new cycle and letting things start over again. And it's going to be fast. Okay. So for those of you that, decide to take this leap of faith and go forward and start a new beginning, go toward this Ace of Pentacles energy, what's going to happen is it's going to be fast. If you make a decision today, if you're like, you know, I'm going to move in a different direction, I'm going to just take this leap of faith, and I'm going to release this connection to the universe and trust that if it's meant to come back, it'll come back. I'm going to move forward on my mission and my purpose and my path. If you choose to do that, things are going to move quickly. So just be prepared, just be warned, okay? Because I don't want you guys to be like, yeah, Dr. V, you made this, you told us this reading, and I made this decision, and then suddenly I got a job offer in China, and I'm moving in 2 weeks. Like literally, I'm getting this energy that if you decide to take this leap of faith and you take this chariot, it's going to be like, boom. It's going to be like forward fast. Like literally where I'm like people's lives will change and be like radically different by the first of the year. Like people are really going to start making some massive changes and some massive decisions, and it's going to shift this energy. But it's also going to provide you a respite. The Four of Swords is after the heartbreak, okay? The Three of Swords is a card that in the traditional tarot, it's literally a heart with 3 swords piercing it. So that's a painful card. That's heartbreak. It's betrayal. It's being deeply wounded. So what's going to happen, what's next, what's ahead is a period of rest. The Four of Swords is like after you've been through the heartbreak, and then you're kind of lying there, you're recovering, you're healing, you're letting the pain move through you as you move forward in this new direction. So it feels like there's going to be some emotional transformation and recovery for people who choose to follow this energy. At the end of the day, it's like there's a lot of freedom in that, okay? There's a lot of freedom in that. The reality is that this connection can come back. It can come back at any time. And it also may never come back, but the important thing is that you're not wasting your time or wasting your life force energy waiting for it, that you're living your life, you're taking this leap of faith, letting things move forward so that you can have this recovery period. I've mentioned this before, but I know counterparts, twin flames, soulmates, whatever the connection language that you like to use is that I know people literally have gone apart for 20. I know people that have been like 10 years, some people 20, some people longer. And so there is no, really how that works out is how people do their own process. So let's see. I feel like there's one more message that wants to come through. So what is the final message? I'm going to actually move this aside so you can get a clearer vision. Spirit, what is the final message that you want to come through for the listener? The Nine of Wands, the Messenger of Swords, and the Messenger of Wands. Beautiful. The Nine of Wands is literally about standing your ground. Okay, this is a card about standing your ground for what it is that you want, for the things that you stand up for yourself, for your destiny, for your passion, for your mission. This Messenger of Swords is about moving forward, okay? It's like taking the energy that you have and moving forward in a passionate way, in a new way, where you don't feel limited, where you don't feel held back. Taking these messages, taking your message out to the world. Wow, that message just came through really strongly. There are a lot of you who have something big that you want to share to the world, and you maybe have thought like, well, if I'm going to do this, then it's going to be with my counterpart. And so you've been holding off on starting your mission, putting your work out there, putting your words out. And you're like, well, I just want to wait because we're supposed to do this together. It's supposed to be a shared mission. And on the one hand, sure, that can be accurate. Like ideally, we come into union and we share our message and we work together. But that may not be the case. And so Spirit's saying, get your message out to the world. There are things that works that you need to do, that you've been guided to do, and it's time to get that out there. This Messenger of Wands is about about communication. The Messenger of Wands is literally about messages, about setting things out in the world, sending your words out. So this very, very clear about this is would be like the Knight of Swords in the traditional tarot, or I'm sorry, the Page of Swords in the traditional tarot. This is literally about getting out and using what you have, even if you feel like you're like you don't have it all mastered, you don't have it all together. You don't have it all the pieces. It's like, don't wait for it to be perfect. Just get out and start doing it, because there's message. There's something that you need to do. There's something that you need to offer to the world. And it's about passion. It's about doing your passion project. It's about doing your mission work. And as what I'm getting from this is that doing that is going to really help you. And it's going to be very beneficial. You're going to see a lot of rewards for it, for doing that. So that is your message. I hope that you enjoyed it. Please let me know if you have any questions. If you want to book a private reading, you can do that by clicking the description box below. And if you'd like to purchase the cards that I'm using in this, I will link to that in the comments. So I hope that you're all well. Take care. Bye.